it's me, Andrea Taylor from Taylor Family Vlogs, and today we are going to be filming about my top 12 travel essentials when you're traveling with your kids. So initially, top 10 lang ito, but when I was writing down like my notes and my draft for this video, umabot siya actually ng 15, but I kinda narrowed it down to 12 just so hindi masyado mahaba. So let's start this video in 3, 2. If you're new to my channel, my name is Andrea Taylor. I am a mom of 2, Travis and Aiden, and my husband and I, we love to travel, like really love to travel. And when we got married, we had a baby right away. First, it was really hard for us to travel because first, nag-travel kami, I think, when Aiden was just an infant, I think. Parang baby pa talaga si Aiden. And then we traveled next, he was like 6 months, and then 1 year, and then I got pregnant again. And we had to do it all over again, not just with 1 baby, but with 2 babies. So time has gone by and we've been able to kind of master traveling. I would say where it's not as hard anymore. It's actually not hard anymore for us to travel. So I listed down a couple of things that we need when we travel. So when I say things that we need when we travel, this means hacks and some products that we've discovered along the way that we found very useful when we travel. So I'm going to share that with you today. Essentials. Essentially, this is just a hack. One hack, or one tip rather, it's not a hack, it's a tip. One tip when traveling with kids is always bring extra clothes. I know this is very basic. Yes, of course, you're a mom, you're gonna have extra clothes in your bag, but always bring another pair of extra clothes because sometimes, especially when you're traveling for hours and like hindi yun yung only destination mo, you have to go from one place or one airport to another. Hindi maiwasan that there will be accidents and the kids will get dirty, their clothes will be soiled. There were times that Travis was, I think he wet his whole romper. So good thing we had extra clothes. So always bear in mind to always have extra clothes for your kids. Tip number 2 is always bring disposable bottles. I know this is not really good for the environment, but we found a brand. I can't remember the brand right now, but I'm going to post it here and I'm going to put the name here and I'm going to link it down below. This brand is like a disposable bottle brand, so it has like liners inside of it, so you just essentially have to bring just one bottle and then it has like 3 liners inside of it, which means you have 3 clean bottles, if that makes any sense. So parang pinapalitan mo lang siya. So when you make 1 milk and you feed your baby, you have 2 other liners, so you can still feed them twice more, and parang isang bottle lang, so it will give you extra space in your luggage. And I absolutely love this when I'm traveling because I hate traveling with a big backpack. It's just, well, 1, it's not good for the outfit, and 2, it's just really heavy for me, especially when I have to carry another baby and I have a backpack, and then sometimes, you know, Sean does carry the backpack too, but it's such a hassle if you're carrying 3 bottles of water every time. So we kind of got used to using these disposable bottles, and so far we've really liked it. It doesn't leak, so you have no issue whatsoever when it leaks in your bag. The liners aren't, well, they're kind of expensive if you think about it. Well, not really super expensive because it goes by like box of 25 and 50, but per trip we kind of just use like a couple liners every time, so hindi naman siya ganun kagastos, guys. So we've been using this for when we travel, essentially at the airport, or when we are going out for a full day, like we go to the zoo or something like that. I prefer using these bottles. So that's my number 2 tip. Okay. My 3rd tip is always bring a water bottle. So when we travel, it is very hard for us sometimes to find a good water bottle for kids, especially when we're going to trips and like may mga tours, and in some parts of the tour wala naman silang bentang mga water. So I always try to bring a water bottle first because the kids will get thirsty. Second, it's also a good idea to bring a water bottle for like restaurants, because sometimes when we eat in nice fancy restaurants and they have those nice glasses and they don't really have a plastic cup or a plastic plastic cup for your kids, I get really scared because baka mababasag nila and they will break the bottle and it's end up like it's gonna be a whole headache for me. So I kind of always just have one empty bottle in my bag, and every time we go to a restaurant I just fill it up with water or fill it up with their juice, or sometimes when they have some shakes it is cleaner for them to use their own bottle, like their sippy cups, or for us we prefer the straw cups because the kids will be comfortable, they will be safe, and at the same time they will not break anything. So always bring a bottle. Number 4, fourth tip is always bring a medicine pack. So this has happened, I have learned this the hard way. I think a couple of times, no, not a couple, twice, my kids got sick while we were traveling, and the first time, the first time was in Siargao. And if you haven't been to Siargao, it's a province, it's an island, and they don't really have like a Mercury drug, they don't have a Rose pharmacy. I don't think they do, I'm not sure. But they have like this mga butika, I think, or they have like a general store. Okay, so you can only buy anything that you need in that general store. But when my son spiked up a fever at 10 p.m., the general store was closing. So everything I think closes at 10 p.m. or I think 9. I can't really remember. But he was having a really bad fever. Travis was having a really bad fever, and I remember this because once we got to Davao, he was actually admitted he got like a viral disease, or not disease, like something viral that just really made him weak. So luckily, the place that we stayed in at the time was Matanjak. I highly recommend them. I'll put their link down below. There was this one guy who he wasn't a visitor, he wasn't a tourist, but he wasn't also new in Siargao. He's a surfer, and he kind of heard our conversation that we can't find any medicine, and he told us like, hey, let me get back, I just have to go home and get the medicine, because I think he has like a baby as well, and it's like I'm pretty sure my wife has medicine. So I can't even remember his name, and I'm super thankful for him because he gave us like a bottle of Biogesic, good enough for us to give him meds until we were flying out, because we were flying out the day after, like the morning of. So it just grabe talaga ka-timing yung fever ni Travis, and yeah, I didn't have a bottle with me because I didn't really think that he would get sick. He doesn't really get sick, so he got something when we were in Siargao and he got sick. So that was the first instance that I kind of found out that I really need to buy medicine. Always stock up with medicine. I suggest that you just bring like one small pouch that has everything with you, antihistamine, everything, like Biogesic for your headaches, for your fever, sipon, for cough, for diarrhea, everything. You just have to put it in a small pack so your family will be ready. Number 5 is an essential item that my family has been using. We really need to travel with a cleaning rack. So this is how it looks like. It is a cleaning rack that I bought way back. This was a gift actually, and it is a traveler cleaning rack. So when you travel with your kids, of course they have bottles and yung baby bottles and their utensils and all that. And you don't have your cleaning rack from at home, right? So it's very hard when you don't have it, because yung mga small pieces ng bottles is very hard to keep them standing up. So sometimes I would put a lampin and put it there, and dun ko sila tinatayo. But this travel cleaning rack is super helpful. You don't have to worry about your utensils to be all wet and like it smells, because it will be cleaned and dried properly. It's just a big help. Number 6 on my list is something that I don't have yet, but I've been planning to buy this, and I am going to buy this before we leave for Manila in a couple weeks, is a portable nebulizer. So again, you don't know when your kids get sick. You don't know, sometimes it's the weather changes for them and all that. You have to be prepared, and nebulizer for us is very essential because Aiden doesn't like drinking medicine at all. So what we do when he has a cough, he nebulizes right away. So we really need a nebulizer, and we have one for at home, but it's huge, and obviously we're not going to bring that when we travel. but we've recently discovered that there are a lot of brands of portable nebulizers, and I'm going to buy mine at Stork. I already told my friend that I'm going to buy at Stork, and I'm super excited to go and shop there for my trip, and I know it's going to be such a great help, and I will link down below if ever I have like a review about it. I'll probably make a review about it and I'll let you know how it turns out. Number 7 is something for the kids. They must always bring their favorite stuffed toy. So if you are a mommy who struggles every night because your kids won't go to bed without their favorite stuffed toy, imagine not being at home and they cry or do a tantrum because they don't have their favorite teddy bear with them. As you can see, Aiden's Woof Woof right here, and that is his like doggy stuffed toy that he absolutely must have with him when he sleeps. Otherwise, he doesn't really cry, but he always makes excuses like, oh, I can't sleep because I don't have him, oh, I'm not comfortable, oh, and it goes on and on. It's just an excuse for him to stay up. So I always try to bring their favorite stuffed toys. Number 8 on my list is earphones or earphones. No, not earphones, headsets for your toddlers. So recently, we've purchased a headset for Aiden. It is the JBL headset for kids. This is how it looks like, and we don't know why we didn't buy this any sooner because it's a lifesaver. So I let the kids use the iPad when we're traveling. Actually, recently they use the iPad or the cell phone on weekends. If they're good, they're gonna get the cell phone. But Aiden, when we're traveling, he always has his iPad because he knows that when we're traveling, it's okay to use the iPad. He kind of just got used to it, and it gets really annoying now because before he would just always watch like shows and Netflix, but now he plays games, so there's always this like annoying sounds all the time, and especially when we're on an airplane, mahirap talaga because ayaw mo naman makasira ng trip ng other people when they get annoyed with the sounds. So this headset is perfect for Aiden because he can just be in the zone by himself and like not be disturbed. And he has his headset on, he has his games, and he's set. So I highly recommend if you have a toddler to get them their own headset, and you actually thank me after this. Number 9 tip, and I always include this like when I write in my blog, when I did my talk for traveling tips with Stork. It is a bento box. So bento box is not only for lunch for school or for snacks for school. I use it so much when we travel. So first, before I had an actual bento box, I used to only use yung it is like a small accessory compartment space. We lost it. Unfortunately, we lost it. So it had like little divisions. It's para sa mga beads and all that, usually for crafts. But we used it for snacks, so it has like small compartments, so konti-konti lang yung portions ng snacks ng kids, which was perfect kasi parang buffet for them. But unfortunately, we lost it when we went to Cagayan de Oro like a year back. And right after we lost it, I think somebody sponsored me a gift. It was a gift. It was a bento box. It's not like we have the bento box, the yum box, but this one, it has like 4 different compartments, and parang matanggal yung compartment niya, which was perfect because when they're not beside each other, they can just pick one compartment each and they're good, they're set to go. So I'm gonna try to post a video here or a picture of them with that. I don't know where they bought that, but it looks like it's something that you can buy off Shopee. I will try to find it in Shopee actually, and I will link it down below. It is such a nice bento box for the kids for when we travel because I can put different snacks in there and they have like a variety of choices and you will not complain for the whole trip. Number 10. So number 10 is already a must-have, and everybody knows this. You should always have a baby carrier when you travel. So a lot of people still use a stroller. I still use stroller, but we kind of use both. We use stroller and baby carrier because there are just times that stroller is the way to go, but there are also circumstances when we travel that it has to be a carrier. So when are these circumstances? So first, airports. Lining up in airports, you do not want to have a crazy baby or a cranky baby or somebody like a baby who just wants to get off the stroller and run around in an airport while you're trying to line up, especially when you're in immigration. you don't want that. So I always wear Travis, and before I used to wear Aiden all the time. But now I wear Travis and Aiden stays in the stroller. That's why we always have two. And yeah, it's just a lifesaver. Two, when you're traveling or doing trips or like tours, there are sometimes that these tours include this very small or crowded places. Or when we went to Taiwan, we went to Jufen, and that place was really crowded and we kind of had to hike all the way up. So a baby carrier is a lifesaver because I didn't have to worry about Travis getting lost, because you know, you see so many things, you go there, you look at so many things, people are just walking everywhere, and it's super scary. Like, I wouldn't imagine having to lose them even just for like a couple minutes. I'm gonna go crazy. So I didn't want to have that experience, so I really made sure that I have my baby carrier with me. So number 11 is connected to my number 10. My super essential for traveling is a stroller. So a lot of times we don't forget. Actually, there was just like one time that we actually forgot to bring a stroller, because when we're here in Davao, we don't really use a stroller anymore, because when we go to like the mall or we go to places, the kids walk anywhere, it's fine. So it was kind of a habit for us not to bring out the stroller, and we only remember that, oh my gosh, we did not bring a stroller when we were already at the airport, and was like, you know what, we'll survive. But we almost didn't, because we really need a stroller, especially when the kids, both of them, are tired. So I would always have my baby carrier, so I would always wear Travis with me, and then sometimes he falls asleep, like in the airport or anywhere when we're traveling from one port to another or one airport to another, and Travis would be sleeping with me, and Aiden wouldn't want to walk. So he didn't want to walk, and he would say that, oh, he's tired, or it's taking forever, he's bored, or he's just plain and simple sleepy. So it was really hard for us, because it's Sean who brings the baby bag or the backpack. So he was already carrying the backpack, and I'm already carrying Travis, and he had to bring Aiden because Aiden was falling asleep. So he had to carry Aiden, and we're talking about like an hour of doing this. So it was not good for his back, and it was such a hassle because we didn't have a stroller. Because usually when we have the stroller, at least if I can carry Travis, you know, Aiden can use the stroller or anything like that. So we really use a stroller when we travel a lot. Okay, my last tip for everybody is something for the restaurant. So when you guys are waiting at restaurants, sometimes restaurants give out crayons and coloring books and activities for kids, but that's not always the case. There are restaurants that don't have these kinds of services, and it's really hard because sometimes when you're traveling, like for us, when we travel, we go to, you know, famous places or must-eat places or suggested places online. So that would also entail us waiting 30 minutes to an hour to get even a seat at this place, and once we are seated, it still takes a bit more time to have our food ready. So obviously our kids will not be happy, and they're going to be so stressed out and tired by the end of the meal. And this has helped me so much. I have a little restaurant survival kit, I would say. So my restaurant survival kit has a couple of things. It has a little coloring book, it has crayons, it has stickers. Stickers is a lifesaver for me. Okay, that's it for my tips, hacks, essentials for kids when we're traveling. I don't even know what I'm gonna call this. I'll let you know in the comment section or like in the description. But that's all I can say. Probably, I don't know, maybe I left some stuff out. I still have to review this. I did a talk about this probably last year, and it was really successful. I'm actually going to do I might do another one soon, and I will let you guys know. And yeah, so these are the tips that I've come across, or tips that I use when we travel, and all I can say is eventually it's gonna get better. If it's your first time traveling with your baby, if your first time traveling with your toddler, actually traveling with a newborn is so much easier than traveling with a toddler, because newborns, you know, they sleep all the time. But traveling with a toddler is so hard because you just always have to keep them entertained. There's so much things. It cannot be in one video, but I'm going to try to make another video that will kind of categorize how we do traveling with the kids. So I'll let you guys know, and comment down below if you have any questions so that I can answer it in the next video. So that's it for today's vlog. I hope you guys learned something from this video. Again, comment down below if you have any other questions. I'm going to try to answer them all for the next travel video or travel tip video. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye!
Si el ritmo te lleva a mover la cabeza